All right, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. I think we're good to go. I'm just gonna get some music rolling on here because it is a little bit of a later night. I just got off a plane and I am I'm pretty darn tired here. So let me go over here very fast. Maybe I should put some lo-fi music on or something like that. And I think that'd probably hit the right mood, right? There we go. Nothing too crazy. Now, what I do need to do is I need to give Loki a little treat here. Come here, Loki. Oh. There you go. His leg is still hurt a little bit here. He keeps on running and injuring again, so I'm hoping that by keeping him inside for a couple days with no running, just him being bored, his leg will heal up, so he'll stop messing it up a little bit more. So hey, Bullish, happy to see my man Villaret Striker, Multi-Stacker, Haram, and Sushi 88 Chrome Dome as well. Hope you guys are all having a good night. Sorry for the long delay here today. I've been gone. I've been out of the city. I just flew back about an hour ago, and I just got home. I fixed up the Dogecoin stream, so thanks for letting me know about that. I don't know why it decided to break as soon as I left the area. However, everything's good to go. Bitcoin, on the other hand, here. Oh my gosh, guys! I mean, at the same time, the last time I talked to you guys was, I think, Friday or Saturday, and we had talked about how Bitcoin was most likely going to be coming down because of the bearish change of character, and how that was going to be generally okay. It's not going to be a straight down, it's going to be a bumpy ride like we're seeing right now. But altcoins just getting destroyed here. Again, it's why we haven't done many swing trades or any real swing trades here. A lot of the stuff we've been doing has been dollar cost averaging, but if you have been doing swing trades and just holding the longs, it's definitely just been an abysmal disaster. Let's be frank with it, right? I've been looking at different trades I've been buying for the last few weeks, last few months, and some are okay, but most are in a pretty shitty spot. You know, Bitcoin's okay, Pepe seems to be okay right now for whatever reason, and you got some shiny spots, right? Ethereum is okay. But as you look at some of those altcoins here, and we'll be looking at all that data today, it's definitely just been, you know, a shitty month here, even though, again, Bitcoin's technically fine. It's altcoins where we have all of our mistrust, all of our anger right now, because, again, most people will put more of their money into altcoins rather than Bitcoin, right? So, hey, Alan, I'm happy to see my man. Thanks, Multi-Stark, I appreciate it. I'm actually exhausted right now. Remember, I went to go visit my friend, and I'm just like, I'm not used to that type of stuff. Hey, Crypto Ricky, happy to see you. L Ray. People fearful? Very, very fearful. I think they're going to be fearful probably for this whole week, honestly, and I'm just going to keep on buying this week. You know, each token, as we kind of talk about this, it's mostly just going to be looking for that next strong level of support and buying it up. But what's been happening is a lot of those tokens that ran up really fast, they've fallen down really fast, and they might have fallen down really fast to old support levels, and they're already breaking down below those. We'll look at World Token here because I'm dollar cost averaging that one, but it's been a painful experience. Because it's one of my best tokens of the last little mini altcoin run that we had. Now it's one of my worst performers because I started a dollar cost back average into it. So oof, it's just been painful. Your bags get decimated. You are not alone, my man. All right, can I make a alt seeing a strong bounce? Probably not. It depends on each token and what their support levels are right now. We'll talk about Bitcoin in a second, but Bitcoin isn't really looking the strongest as of yet. I think Bitcoin, if you were looking at maybe a 4 or 5 day strategy, you'd probably start to buy in now and then tomorrow looking for a bottom probably tomorrow and then waiting for that. But we'll go into the technicals a little bit here. And hey, R Lake, happy to see my man. All right, so let's get over here very fast. Let me get a drink of whatever this stuff is. I forgot, I moved stuff around. There we go. Now, why? Pretzel Rock sucks sometimes. It's every time the song is over, it freezes. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to do here today. And we'll be talking about kind of the plan for the rest of the week because I think I'm free for the rest of the week. So since it is kind of a little bit more, you know, tumultuous, I think for the next few days, I am going to be doing streams maybe from like 4 to 6. And then after that, I'll go do my own thing for a little bit, grab some dinner, hang out with Loki. You know, he has the injured leg, so I'm trying to help him out with that. And then I'll probably try to go live for maybe 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll pass out for the day. So that'll probably be the goal for this week, starting tomorrow. I'm passing out after this stream, guys. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Went out, had fun. Saw my friend over in prison. That was a Jesus. Prison's a fucked up place. I'm not used to that system. I went over to the wine country. I went to the wineries and stuff. Did a little wine tour. It was pretty nice. But I'm just exhausted. I'm a little bit more tan, you know. So, but luckily not burnt. But anyway, here, guys, let's talk about Bitcoin. There's just a lot to talk about. So, as I've said before, you guys know how I like to trade in the scenarios in which I want to do a lot of trading. This is not that scenario. This is dollar cost averaging. Despite that, when I look at Bitcoin right now, you guys can see we've been sideways. Sure, there have been some painful times, and yes, they've been painful. However, Bitcoin in and of itself really isn't doing much. It's been very, very boring. Typically, when Bitcoin is very boring like this during a bull market, altcoins are actually going up and not down. And that's something that's really been turned upside down, you would say. And I think it all comes back down to the fact that the Fed was very, very hawkish last week after we had that really good CPI report with better than expectations. And the Fed came in here like, boom, oh, we know it was good, but we're still only going to do one rate cut. You know, it messed with the system a little bit here, because I think a lot of you guys are probably asking yourself, well, the stock market's going higher. Why is Bitcoin and altcoins and stuff going down? And that's a reasonable thing here. The thing is, the dollar index is actually going a lot higher right now, and it seems like the stock market is able to shrug that off. Cryptocurrency is not able to shrug that off, at least right now. Sometimes it is, but for whatever reason, there seems to be a lot more fear in this market. Maybe because Bitcoin has been, overbought compared to like the Apples and the Googles and stuff like that. But I just think people are maybe a little bit of price manipulation, not a lot, but you are seeing some outflows again coming from some of these ETFs. But long story short, I'm not really concerned with Bitcoin at this point in time. When we're looking at some of these support levels, we have a change of character. Oh God, my little support block is here. Let me just get rid of this for now. Change of character right here, plus sell, sell, sell. Plus we have a kind of not a strong signal one way or the other from the weekly chart. So typically you can try to do a swing trade on that one. But again, as soon as you do that, it went back up. It almost hit the stop loss, right? And then it came back down. So it's kind of risky, not really my type of environment. Day trading, sure. Day trading, yeah, you can do all the shorts you want to. However, we are still moving down here to this next level of support. And you can see that's right around here at 64,600. If we were to break down below this tomorrow, which I think we probably will in the next few days, we'll probably start heading back down here towards 63,000 to 61,000. That's the range. If it does fall down the way, I'd be more likely to buy up some of these tokens. We typically don't go crashing for too long here. Even when we've had these bad times in the past, we usually have a pretty decent bounce, right? Pretty decent bounce. And this was after, bad CPI data over here. We had a good FOMC meeting over here. So it's been able to balance itself out. For whatever reason, we had a good CPI data in the morning, horrible Fed reaction to that data in the afternoon here. So we're going to have to live with that for a while. But you could already see that death cross that's going to be coming across. It's not going to be the biggest thing here, but we definitely have to go into this period where it's just not going to be fun for us. It's just not going to be fun, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Now, as far as the 4-hour chart and things like that, you can see we bounce off of that support level. Right now, we're kind of just cooling off a little bit. There's an opportunity for people that want to buy right now to do a day trade, or even do this swing trade where we're trying to buy and hold for 24 to 30 hours. That's the only swing trade I said I'd be looking at, and those are the types I'm looking at right now. Your stop loss, if you wanted to take that aggressive trade, would be right down here, right below the support. So at this point in time, that number is 64,569. Just make it 64,500. A little bit below, and just have that level right there, and I think you guys are going to be fine. Actually, I think it went below that. What is this? Is it going to give me the right number? 64,569. Oh yeah. So yeah, 64,500. Just make it there, and you guys will be fine. A little bit late to kind of buy in here a little bit more, but I think there's some upward room back up here to 66,200 or so. So, a little bit of room left over here. Now, let me go over here very fast, just so you guys can see this. I love showing you guys this just because it's been very, very good for us just to kind of have a visual cue of what's going on. You guys can see the weekly chart for Bitcoin here. We've gone back into that bearish territory here. Let me go to this little support level here. The order block is all the way down at about $61,000, but we are bearish here. And the last time we were kind of bearish, it did come down quite a bit. It wasn't some type of like just boom, boom, boom type of thing. It did take a while for us to finally hit that bottom here. Again, death cross incoming. Maybe we'll bounce off the 200, but that's like a couple weeks away at least here, unless something really bad happens. Weekly chart though, still bullish. bouncing off the 20-week moving average. Let's see what happens here. This used to be a pretty strong level of support and resistance, but it really hasn't done much over the past few, past this cycle. We've broken down below it, back up. Even with the 200 here, broken down below it, back up, broken down below it, back up. They don't matter all too much. I would say what I'm more concerned about here is this death cross that can definitely happen. And it almost feels like a lot of the technicals that we use, like, hey, a golden cross over here. Let me put this over here for you guys. There you go. You know, these old golden crosses like that one or this one, where it kind of gives you some good signals, and those bad signals like a death cross there, a death cross there, and a death cross there. I don't know if I'm going to believe if we have a death cross here, because I'm thinking we're just going to have a move higher, you know, at the end of the year once rates come down. So I'm already starting to double, you know, recalibrate here because of how ugly this bull market has been. Again, if you look at this right now, this weekly chart, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? But it's definitely not just that. You know what I mean? You can see the stagnation from here, like, you know, here to there. This was just a rocket ship, and it was beautiful. Going all the way back over here. Sure, there was some stagnation, but it was a pretty decent rocket ship, and it was doing very, very well. We'll see how long this breakout takes. Again, we have all those Fibonacci levels and stuff like that, so we know those key levels to break out above, but it's definitely still kind of a pain in the ass, right? So let's go back over here very fast. Oops, no, there we go. The weekly chart, bearish, bullish, bearish. Again, we never found a way to get the MACD bullish or the RSI, which is why I never kind of authorized myself to do a lot of bullish swing trades, and I'm still going to stick to that. I want to see this to continue to be green, which will be fine unless we break down below what, like $56,000, and I want to see the MACD stay go back to being bullish. I want to see the RSI and stochastic also be bullish at the same time, and then I'll be much more likely to just buy, and then to kind of top things off, I just want to see us break above that Fibonacci level, which is kind of around $72,000. So everything being green as far as the oscillators are concerned, a breakout above that Fibonacci level, that's still going to be the signal that I give you guys, saying, hey, this is where I personally am going to start buying more heavily for swing trades. Dollar cost averaging, you guys know, has been fine. What I'm going to do here is move these headphones because they're hurting my arm. But let's go over here very fast, the daily chart. There we go. And you guys can kind of see what's happening. At this point in time, Bitcoin is bearish on the daily, bearish on the 4-hour. Oscillators are about to be more bearish here in a little bit. Somewhat bullish on the hourly. I'm not entirely sure about this one, but we'll see. And then the 15 right here is actually bullish. This one is a little bit more realistic in my opinion. This one I'm a little bit more there definitely is some type of pattern here, but I probably wouldn't have that bottom being the signal there. But anyway, that's kind of the gist of what's going on. As we kind of look at some of these altcoins, this is where everything starts to get a little bit more ugly, I would say. I mean, a lot more ugly. So let's get rid of this right here. There we go. And let's just start going down the list. Ethereum, basically trying to hold above the 50-day moving average. Not really doing a good job of that at the moment. It's definitely been, you know, puncturing that here. If Ethereum were to fall, it would start heading back down here towards 3,200, about a $300 loss. Solana, we talked about this already. It hit that first big order block that we were talking about. First one was over here. Second buying opportunity was right over here. Third one is going to be when it actually hits this level of support, which is that trend line right there. So again, it actually came into contact around the same time with that 200 as we talked about too. So Solana, a good time to buy if you guys like to dollar cost average. Dogecoin breaking down below support. If Bitcoin doesn't get its act together, Dogecoin's going below 12 cents, below 11 cents here, right? You can try to push this back as much as you want to, but you guys can clearly see there's kind of a box in here where Dogecoin will try to find that next level of support. It'll be right down here. And it's almost already tapped on it at this point, but that's kind of around 11 cents to 10.5 cents. So it's less than the 12 cents we are at now. There have been instances where perhaps Dogecoin or other tokens, they do make these new lows and then they find a way to go back up instead of like going to that next level of support, which has happened before. Still, this is much more of a dollar cost averaging, not much more of a swing trade type of thing. But you can see the pain being experienced from all these altcoins right now. It is definitely not a pretty sight whatsoever here. Whiff at that big level of support. you better pray it doesn't break back down. It's going to be a very, very bad time. And you're going to see a lot of people have stop losses here. Even people that have been dollar cost averaging like me all the way over here, you might even see people like me have stop losses. Now me, I'm not, because I have 2x leverage plays, but you know, during this dollar cost average, if you were to look at WIF, for example, there really hasn't been many good buying opportunities. My average is probably right around here on 286. Right now the current price is 210. If WIF were to break down, it really starts coming back down here to 138, which would be really bad play unless I can continue to dollar cost average here. So just be aware of those types of things. That doesn't mean you have to buy more of it. It just means you have to be aware of what the price is going to be. Whether you want to scale out and protect your portfolio, all that type of stuff. Again, it depends on how much you invested, how much risk it actually holds to your account. Most of you guys, if you did like the 2x leverage, you're not really as concerned, but you may be a little bit concerned, right? Things like Bonk, we talked about hitting support over here and then trying to go back up into the promised land. It's hitting support right now. We'll see if it actually is going to have the ability to rally on here. We'll keep this for now just so we can actually see if it does make that bounce and hit that support level. What's already hit the support level? You get what I'm saying though. Things like Miro falling down very, very rough after a nice little pump here. Baby Doge, support level here, obviously because of Dogecoin. STMX coming down very, very hard. I'm losing quite a bit of money on this one right now. I'm going to continue to dollar cost average this one, but it's definitely taking a beating. You can go over here to some of these weekly charts and you guys can just see what's happening. Some are still quite above these levels, but if you go over here to things like a, you know, not an ADA, oh, Ape, sorry. You know, Ape, it's making these new lows right here. So some tokens are holding up even though they're ugly. Some are just flat out ugly like Ape token here. Bitcoin Cash has a long way to go. Be very, very careful of this one. You might see a lot of people try to short this sucker down pretty soon as we just get a change of character on the weekly chart, which we haven't had since over here, which really didn't mean much, but that was back in 2023. Went over here, went over here. It's not really the best example, I would say. So I'd really just be looking at these support levels and waiting to see if it comes all the way back down here towards 230, which would be crazy because it was at 716 at a point and now it's at 395. This is like worse than the crazier than the GameStop saga here. A few more I just wanted to show you guys here, and these are just some of the AI tokens that we've been looking at. So Render at support level, that was a good trade right there, but you can see there's a larger pennant right there. GRT falling like a rock. RNDR at support. World token broke down below that last support that we've been talking about, hitting the order block here. So a lot of these tokens are just really getting annihilated at this point. And they're probably not gonna, I mean, they don't have to go parabolic as much, but I think people might get a little more picky. So when things start to turn around and things get more bullish, you might not be buying as much on the way back up. You may be looking for opportunities for those. You might not be buying as much of the stuff you're buying right now as everything's going down. You might in fact be looking at what's actually popping off very, very quickly, and you might just attach yourself to that for more short-term pops as the market kind of goes along here. And I think that's probably the best way to play this at this point in time. But you can see right now, Fetch AI down 7%, FAW down 8%. I was holding this for a while before I sold it. I sold it like right here, and it still went up much higher than I sold it for, so haha. Ajax again, World Token, RLC, a lot of stuff hitting these support levels. And even these meme tokens like a MOG, right? So these are some of the tokens we bought up and we scaled out of. Like I scaled out of MOG right here. Wow, it kept on going higher, but thank God, because now, you know, look at it. Look at where it's at. Turbo, another example here. I scaled out right here. It's like a little bit below where I sold off at, but relatively it's at a big level of support. You can probably see Turbo coming down quite aggressively here if it doesn't hit the support level here and hold. Things, you know, like Popcat, same type of situation. GameStop kind of being choppy. My FFIE, it still remains very choppy. I think I'm losing a bunch of money on those options that I bought. I mean, not a bunch, I think it's like 30 bucks, something like that, but I'm losing money on that, on the options. And you got some stuff like Link, like nothing is safe right now, I would say. Mana is down quite a bit. I mean, poor Mana, poor Metaverse tokens. I told you guys I was buying into some of this stuff just because it's been down so bad and I want to have a small position in it. I mean, look at this. It's just continuing to go down, 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 sand, down, down, down. You're probably going to see some crazy lows with these Metaverse tokens pretty soon. Even things like Litecoin coming down quite a bit, hitting these support levels. Litecoin never really had the big pop like a lot of other tokens did. You can kind of see you know, it's just been kind of settling. Most tokens were able to break out and go much higher. Litecoin, for whatever reason, just doesn't take that opportunity, I would say. But again, you know, this is kind of the stuff we're seeing at this point in time. Let me go over here to Bitcoin very fast. Go over here. There we go. Just so you guys remember that level that we need to break out above. This is not the right thing. This is definitely not the right thing. Oh, usually when I'm on my phone, I fuck this up a little bit while dragging. There we go. This is the bottom. There you go. So you can see that level of resistance around 72,359. That's still what Bitcoin has to close above on the weekly chart. And only then I think we'll be looking at some very strong and positive moves. It almost feels like we're in a prolonged just kind of holding period. And that holding period is fine for Bitcoin. Probably okay with, maybe okay with Ethereum even. Especially with the ETF coming out. But Solana and below, probably not going to be performing as good as you might hope. So this is a dollar cost averagers market. This is not a buy and hold for a week or two and expect to make massive gains. Let me go over here very fast. Some good news, I would say. I would just say news. T-Mobile's parent company, Deutsche Telekom, announces plans to mine Bitcoin. So you do see more people getting into Bitcoin here. Tether's doing some stuff as well, synthetic dollars. SEC's head of crypto assets enforcement division resigns. That's probably a good sign for us as well. There's still progress being made in the background, but that's for people that want to hold for a long time. If you guys are holding for the short term here, you've either been stopped out or you're just freaking like punching your computer at this point. So definitely a wild time here. Now, as far as some of the stuff I've been talking to you guys about over the last like week or two, I signed up with CoinW, so they're a new sponsor of the channel. They are not paying me any like, you know, like flat payments to promote them and stuff like that. So it's not that type of partnership. But what I've been trying to figure out over the past few weeks, as you guys know, was how to do airdrops and stuff, and airdrops and just finding new meme coins basically. And so what I've been able to do with them is I set up a new account with them. And when you guys sign up for my link and you guys start trading on here, basically you get airdrops by trading. And the reason I decided to do this was because, first of all, a lot of you guys have told me that you guys don't like to pay gas fees, and I don't like to pay gas fees as well. You were afraid that I might find scam tokens, which, me not being an expert in this type of stuff, I might have. So I can't really disagree with you there, as much as I would like to say I try really hard, but I could have messed up that up. And then on top of that, these have already been vetted by an exchange, which I think is going to be a lot easier. Which will be kind of nice here. So we'll be able to keep track of this, and I'll be able to kind of like show you guys the charts behind it too. I usually hate going over DEX tools quite a bit, so this could be something interesting. So I have a link down below with CoinW if you want to use it. It'll just be like a sign up link and stuff like that. But I'm going to be trying to do more and more airdrops with CoinW and other places as well if I can find them. But at least for the easy one where you guys aren't going to have to do a whole bunch of crazy stuff for it, this normally just requires you guys to trade. So like, you know, you buy futures, like, you know, you trade futures like we do when we're day trading with each other, or, you know, that type of stuff here. So it's not like something that I'm forcing you guys to do or something like that, but this is the best way I found to do airdrops so far. And I'm going to be able to keep track of some of this stuff here. So it ends in 19 days. They were able to make it like 20 days for me. That way I can actually have time to explain everything, because I'm still learning more about airdrops myself. But there's like 100 million jungle airdrop, which means the token is very, very, of course, lower value, but it should be pretty fun here. And then you guys can see the different types of ways you can trade and stuff like that, but I'll talk about it later. All right, so big news though, we have some money to actually do some trading with later on. That'll be kind of fun, and we're gonna have to figure out what tokens we want to buy during the shitstorm. So CoinW has a decent amount of tokens here, so we can actually make our own portfolio. There's a lot of stuff down. Like there's stuff down 25% today, 20% today, 20, 19, 19, 19. So, you know, I don't know much about this RATS token. I was just looking at it today, but I mean, look at this RATS token. I mean, this thing is just getting shut down. I'm not buying it, but you know, unless you guys really want me to, but it's definitely been kind of a whoosh. Just definitely a bad time here. Hey, Ken, do you think we're forming a cup and handle on Bitcoin? I would say there's a decent chance of it right now. I mean, the thing with the cup and handle is we just don't want to fall back down towards 41,000, so you can definitely see something happening. The next time I think I might do something of a prolonged swing trade here with the motion that we're seeing right now, because a lot of it is mostly economic data, not technicals at this point, is I'm just going to be looking for some of these breakouts here on the shorter time frames. Usually once we have a nice prolonged move down, we typically have a breakout, and that breakout is usually where you guys want to buy for something of a shorter term swing trade. In theory, this can go maybe up to 5-6 days, maybe at max 10 days. 10 days is usually the limit for how long I'd like to swing trade in this market. But you can try to do just the typical 24 to 30 hour trades as well. I'd probably do a mix, but what I'm looking for next is going to be something like these traditional breakouts like this right here. Right? It's not clean. See how it's not clean right here? You have to wait for the oscillators to really get back into your good spot. Go over here to the weekly chart. You can see how the MACD was still good. The RSI was still good right here. Actually, no, these two are down. The MACD was actually still good right here. So even still was a small move. But again, you can see right here, you buy, your stop loss is way down here. It still works out, but man, it was definitely not the best move here. Might have actually had to wait a little bit longer. It depends on the strategy, right? If you're going off of this, from there to there, this usually makes much more sense as you have a head and a shoulder with a breakout, with a change of character, buy. But again, this one is only max of like 7 days, 10 days, because the weekly chart is still not that good. So we have to wait for that type of example here. And this one, 24 hours. It was a trade there, but it wasn't the best trade. And this one, you know, it took like 6 days. So again, not even 7 days, not even 10 days. You still have to wait for everything to kind of clear up. And it does look like it's going to get better. And maybe by this weekend we can kind of get around this. It looks like it's just slowly grinding down at this point. And while Bitcoin's slowly going down, altcoins are just getting obliterated right now. Completely obliterated. Let me see. Bull run not over then? I don't believe so at this point. I mean, this would have been one of the worst bull runs ever imaginable, actually, if this were the case. I think what it comes down to is that this is the daily chart for the dollar index. Remember how hopeful we were when we were down here, and we were hoping that we would actually have a breakdown, and that breakdown would really get Bitcoin to pop back off? Then remember when we had the good CPI data right here? Then remember when the Fed fucked it up and it was still higher? It feels like, because of all that stuff going on, plus what other governments are doing, because other governments affect this price as well, it seems like this is putting a lot of pressure on cryptocurrencies as far as a whole, like not just Bitcoin, but a lot of altcoins. And the only reason that Bitcoin is holding up so well compared to everything else is really just because there's been so much more buying of Bitcoin, because the ETFs have allowed Wall Street to get in. If those ETFs weren't there, I believe Bitcoin would be relatively like down a lot more. It would probably be down around $60,000 as of right now, right? So ETFs are doing a big buffer for Bitcoin. Nothing else has that buffer, I would say, at this point in time. Ethereum is going to get one, but you know, not before it's already down a lot. So really, you're just looking to buy a lot of Ethereum right now while it's going down. When the ETFs start to pop up, boom, you're going to be just fine. Hopefully we don't run into any issues where Grayscale has to sell off, you know, thousands of Ethereum every day. That would suck. Okay, yeah, but right now I don't think the bull run is over. I think we're just waiting for an opportunity to get pushed back down here, and it doesn't seem like it's coming at this point. Look at this very fast. You know, this has been an okay opportunity, I would say, in the past to try to find some resistance levels, right? Usually with this type of stuff, you're looking at larger time frames. But as long as we don't really break down below this type of stuff, I think we're okay. If we were to break out, if I can find this right here. You know, if we were to break out above something like this, I think that'd be a major concern. That would cause a lot of chaos across the whole system here. And Bitcoin might potentially go into kind of a nastier market here. You think of the peak up here where, like, you know, September 22nd, Thursday, September 22nd? September 2022, excuse me. September 2022 is way over here. So we definitely don't want to like pop back up, because that'd probably push Bitcoin again, pop back down to like $43,000, which would not be the best thing in the world here. For now, it's just basically consolidation. I think when you look at the weekly charts, everything kind of like looks a little bit better, just because like, okay, we're cooling off a little bit. We've cooled off here before. It wasn't a pleasant time, but eventually we broke out and things were better. Same concept in my mind. This, which pisses me off a lot, as it might you. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 7 months before everything took off. I think right now we're probably about 1, 2, 3, 4. It might actually take another 3 months before we pop off, unless we have good CPI data and the Fed goes back to being dovish. Remember, the last few months, all throughout this, the Fed has been fairly dovish, pretty darn dovish. Remember, no more rate hikes are coming over here. We, like, oh, we know it's no more hikes are coming after a while. ETFs, bad CPI, but the Fed has been hawkish, dovish. Right now, we have good CPI and a very hawkish Fed, and you can see which battle is winning at right now. Just like when we had a good FOMC meeting over here, we popped. Good FOMC meeting over here, we popped. Bad FOMC meeting right here, we started to drop. So, everybody send postcards to Jerome Powell asking him to cut rates. Then we're all going to be fine. I think Benjamin put out another post a while ago. Let's see. He did the updated chances of cuts happening in 2024. It's right here, but I don't want to watch this 30-minute video. There it is. Here you go. You guys can see this. So, before it was about, this is July 31st, only like 8% of people say we're going to have a cut. That's not a lot. That's not realistic. Most likely we're not going to have that cut. On the 18th of September, now we're skipping August, 18th of September. Now there's a 50%, people are saying there's a 56% chance that we have one rate cut. And there's going to be a 38% chance that we have no rate cuts in September. All the way in November, this is where things get a lot more bullish for us. We have 50% chance of having one rate cut, 22 of having two by then, and 25% of having no cuts at that point in time. You can see the majority of people are really thinking that we're going to have a rate cut sometime in September or November. Me, personally, because of the CPI data, the way it's been kind of going sideways here, I am thinking it's going to be much more of a September type of move. I'm still waiting to see something kind of weaken a little bit. Yeah, I'm probably sorry, I got just sidetracked reading a message here. Yeah, I'm still thinking there's going to be 1 or 2 rate cuts here this year. I would probably assume 2, but I'm still waiting for some economic data. Actually, I was reading something on the plan today for closures. Bring over here to news. Okay, this is Fox Business. I hate their website, but we'll have to deal with it. Basically, home foreclosures are on the rise again nationwide. So let me go over here and give you like a perspective. Fox Business, you suck so much. I don't know why they don't have a good website. There we go. So this is delinquency rates on loans secured by real estate. I don't know if this is the best one to be using for this one though. Oh, this is it's mortgage. I'll do a few things here. Should be fine. But you guys can see the loans, the delinquency rate. Let's go over to the last 10 years. You can see it came down a lot over the past few years. It kind of bottomed out in 2022. Seems to be on the rise again. I wouldn't say it's like dangerous levels, right? I mean, COVID kind of messed things up a little bit, I would say. Max though, it's not like we're at 2008 levels, but we're going back up. Not a lot. This is a little bit different. This is delinquency rates on loans secured by real estate, which I think is a little bit different. Now this is the total housing inventory. There's more houses out there on the market, which I kind of like. It's not a lot. It's not like we had back in 2008 where there's a lot of people selling their houses, but we'll see if there's some changes there. I don't think anything is necessarily breaking yet. If we can have some cheaper houses though, I feel like that might make inflation go down as far as the CPI reports and things of that nature. One more thing here. This is just more of an inflationary, hey, keep an eye out on this type of stuff. Oh, well, All right, so oh, you guys can't see this. There you go. This is the oil reserves, you know, July 2022, so forth, you know. Biden and those guys have started to buy oil up, okay? So if we go over here very fast, T24 358 to 360 to 363. It's not a lot, but they are buying some up. I just want you guys to understand that. This is March's data. We don't have April. We don't have May. It's still going to be coming in. The fact that they're being forced to buy it up a little bit, they sold a little bit off, actually, I think in April. So that was important. But anyway, the fact that they're buying is definitely pushing the price of oil back up. This is oil on the weekly chart. You can see we were bottoming it off when he started to give more oil away from the strategic oil reserve. There's so little in here, and I know it looks like a lot, but relative, you know, back in 2005, we were humming along, you know, 2007, 2008, still moving up pretty well. 13, 14, we kind of went down a little bit. 16, we went down a little bit. 19, 20, we went down a little bit here, but still relatively in a good zone. This was all market manipulation to push oil prices down, which was a good way to try to combat inflation. It was. The bad thing about this was it kind of ticked off the Saudis and the other oil countries because everybody was trying to manipulate the price of oil. We were not in the wrong. I mean, everybody was in the wrong. Let's just say that everybody was in the wrong. But you can see there's a tit for tat going on with oil. We no longer even have the freaking petrodollar. Like what the? Ooh, a lot of crazy stuff. So this move has had really bad consequences. Like overall, foreign policy has not been the best over the past few years. Just been a lot of short-term thinking, right? You gotta have those. You gotta have that suave conversation style. Like Trump and Biden were good at that suave style of communication. Now, as this goes up, you know, oil is also going back up. Hopefully, we don't break out here as well. If we start to break out here for whatever reason, I don't know. We have an election coming up, so that might change up stuff. You know, if like Trump were to get elected, he'd probably like go so crazy per energy that we might see the oil prices come down, where you might see oil companies like have to actually start cutting back on the oil. But again, it's a gamble. We really don't know what would be passed in that type of environment. However, you go over here and look at some of those oil stocks that I like to trade. I tell you what, they're still not really performing as good as you might think. Like I have a bunch of ExxonMobil right now. It's mostly a dividend play, so it's not supposed to like just go up. But you can see it's not necessarily that good, right? All my PXD was sold, so I got some profit out of it. But you can see ExxonMobil's coming down, Schlumberger coming down. Even though oil prices have been going back up, you know. That's Philip Morrison. This is tobacco. I buy these guys because everybody gets addicted to tobacco. OXY coming down a little bit here. So again, a little bit more of a stressful time, guys. A little bit more of a stressful time. Meanwhile, you know, tech. That's energy. Disney looks horrible. But you know, Amazon, AMD, Apple looking okay. Actually, AMD doesn't look so healthy. Apple's finally making a move after a really abysmal last couple of years. All right. But yeah, we can chill right now. Talk about any questions that you guys have. Members come first, as always. But yeah, it's just oof, a lot of stuff happening in the future here, guys. A lot of stuff happening in the future. Hey, Ricky, what would you do if that was actually the top and we revert to bear market in the next 2 years? I would probably take losses on the whatever dollar cost averages I have right now. I think if Bitcoin were to break down below maybe $50,000, $55,000, I might get more in that territory. I would take losses on all the trades I have with altcoins at this point, which is decent, but I've made a good amount of money, like, you know, trading the cycles up, so I'm still in profit quite a bit. I would probably sell portions of my Bitcoin off, and I'd probably sell 50% of my Bitcoin off, and then I would just kind of wait to see what happens. But I wouldn't be in altcoins really hardly at all if that were to occur. I wouldn't be above just shaving some off just out of like pure, oh man, this kind of sucks, let me just, you know, take a little bit off here and see what happens. That's why when I put like $500 a week into altcoins on different exchanges out there for you guys, it's because I know I have a lot of money in Bitcoin. That Bitcoin like security net. Bitcoin goes down 1%, all these other tokens go down 10, 20, 30. there's so much money in Bitcoin that my account can kind of handle that type of stuff. For other people that don't really have that, maybe that safety mechanism of owning a lot of Bitcoin, really, it's probably just best to sell at that point. Now, again, I'm not saying there's gonna be a bear market here, but you never know, right? I mean, you know, what happens if we have a death crossover here sometime in August? What would be the case with that one? That might push Bitcoin probably back over here towards $31,000 over the next, 12, 16 months, which would definitely be a really bad experience. A really, really bad experience for everybody, I'm sure. But yeah, don't be afraid to take a loss if you feel like your loss is going to be larger, and like for these grand type of things, like a bull market, bear market type thing. If the signals are kind of giving you that. And like maybe we have some really nasty pattern that shows up. Like right now we're in the process of having a double top or a falling wedge. There's a few different opportunities we can kind of work ourselves out to. But if we, like last time we had that huge massive head and shoulders here, remember that? Let's go to the chart. Let's go over here. Recall that shoulder, head, shoulder right there. Breakdown. Also during that time. Bearish on the weekly chart, plus a change of character on the daily charts in this time. I mean, it was all out chaos. So, I mean, there was a lot of signals just telling you guys to be careful. Right now, we're not there yet, but I mean, if we start breaking down below like $55,000, yeah, we could be in like, uh-oh, something is really off right now. I don't know what it is, but something's really off. I think we touched the top and we're going to wick up and come back down. Oh, God. Wouldn't that be the most depressing thing in the world? Oh, my gosh. And anyway, Mecca, happy to see you back, my man. Oh, don't worry about it, guys. I'm happy to be back. What do you call it? Remember, I was on the other side of the state for today and yesterday, so I just got back into town, which is just nice to get back in here. And hey, Blouse, no more cigars? Actually, I don't have my cigars with me right now. They're in my garage. I don't want to go grab them, though, but I'll try to smoke something with you guys tomorrow. Probably no cigars because right after this, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to relax a little bit. Then tomorrow I'm going to get back up, start making videos for you guys, start doing a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be making more short form content for you guys. So it's going to be stuff like this. Let me show you guys very fast. My channel. So I put out one video and you guys seem to like it. Maybe a little more fighting and some of this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking more about Biden, and I'm going to start talking about Trump and RFK and Elizabeth Warren and those type of people, and I'm gonna make shorts saying, hey, this is what they're talking about, right? So here's one that just got 10,000 views, and it's like me with my head on the bottom, and it says like, you won't believe what Trump just said, something like kind of catchy, right? And then I play it here. I don't think you guys can hear this. Oh, maybe I don't want you guys to hear. Let me turn that off. And then you can kind of see what Trump was saying right here. There's a little mute button right there. There we go. And so by doing that, you guys can kind of hear. I get some views out of it. I get some subscribers about it. And then it's something that's more, I think, more relevant to maybe what you guys are looking for. So you guys can hear what Trump's saying. Like, basically, this is what I said. I said, you won't believe what Trump just said. Then after Trump finished the video, or talking right here, I basically said, do you guys believe that he's going to keep his word? And for those people that kind of answered, it was a lot of yeses, a lot of no's. I mean, it was pretty feisty there. And then afterwards, with a couple people, I was like, hey, are you happy or upset that Trump is now pro-crypto? Because again, he wasn't pro-crypto in the past. And then some people were like, I don't like that he's pro-crypto. Some people were like, I like it. It's just kind of interesting to ask people questions. And of course, the person with the #1 likes was obviously the bot. I got rid of all the bots except for that one, which I was really proud about. There might be a few more like in here a little bit. I don't think so. Oh, there's one right here by AMZ. It wasn't like that, but for the most part, I spent a lot of time getting rid of all the fucking bots. Oh my God, it was so bad. But yeah, so I'm going to be putting out more stuff like that. It seems to be doing very, very well as far as views are concerned. So I'm very excited about that. So you will see much more news content. And then I'll be looking out for any type of video, whether it's from CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg, anything where somebody says something interesting, whether it's a speech or just on the TV, I will cut it and frame it for you guys so you guys can just get some cool news. So if you guys see some shorts, make sure to click on them. I won't be doing any more green screenless videos unless I think they're really, really funny, because I just think they're funny. However, that's kind of the gist for some of that stuff coming forward. And then Miko, it's happy to see my man. The panic is real, very, very much so. Anyways, Bitcoin dropping to 31K is very unlikely. Oh, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying if we like go to bear market territory, the worst were to happen, that type of stuff. Yeah, trust me. I'm not planning for some type of event like that. There'd be a bunch of signals ahead of time, kind of saying, whoa, 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 something is very, very off here from a technical perspective. We're not even in that territory at all right now. Right now, we're in a very boring territory of like going sideways, where everything is being like more neutral. The problem is while Bitcoin's doing that, altcoins are going and just exploding right now. So, for example, what's an altcoin here that we talk about every now and again? It has to be from both cycles. Matic. All right, so this is Matic. This is the monthly chart for Matic right here. Nope. We talked about the potential for it to break out. This is a while ago before this type of move here. Yeah, that's a while ago. Let's get rid of all that type of stuff. But since the high back over here in March, back when we did our last batch of selling, Matic is at about 58%, and it's at risk of breaking down even further below 49 cents. And then from there, you can see that next level support being way down here. But you look at some of this stuff here. Oops, there we go. We just started a breakdown on Matic. We just started it. So this could definitely be a few weeks of pain for a lot of different altcoins out there. Now, am I buying into these altcoins? Yes, but you're seeing some historically strong, powerful altcoins. Powerful, you know what I mean? You're seeing some of those, and they're definitely not bullish. They're bearish, bearish, bearish. Change the character bearish over here, right? That's the monthly chart. The weekly chart, bearish, bearish, bearish. Selling right here, you sell right here, stop loss up here, or even right there. You're still in profit, and you're probably scaling out right now, honestly. But you can see the pain happening right there. Ethereum Classic, another big one from back in the day. From the peak back over here in March, this one is down about 42%. At the worst, it was 47%. So you are seeing some more bearish moves. This is all the bad feelings going on. If you only hold Bitcoin, I don't think you're really upset right now. I think you're upset because you hold altcoins. At least that's my personal view of like what I'm most upset about. It's altcoins. Because the dollar index refuses to go back down at this point in time. Let's go back over here very fast. So I'm going to take an advantage by doing more dollar cost averaging. I'm putting a lot of faith that this market's going to continue to go higher here. If Bitcoin breaks below 64,600, would you consider selling your alts and rebuying at a lower price, or just continue to dollar cost average? I might consider it, yeah. For me, it's much more of how the altcoin itself is doing. So right now, I see more pain for Bitcoin, I'd say, over the next week, unless something really can change here. There are a couple of things that could be good for us. Right now, the dollar index is at a level of resistance. So this could be actually an interesting time to buy Bitcoin. Again, something more of a 30, what did I say at the beginning of the stream? 24 to 30 hour stream if you wanted to buy right now. That'd be your type of opportunity right now. Because I don't like to trade during these times, I don't. All I do is dollar cost average. When it comes to those altcoins though, if I can like in my mind forecast that Bitcoin's gonna continue to go down, and I see one of these altcoins that I'm owning, and I see it at this big level of support, I'm probably going to anticipate that this altcoin is going to break through that support. So it might be worth it for me to sell during that time. And the risk of doing that is that it goes up after you sell, and then you're pissed off because you buy at a higher price. However, as long as you still treat that as a dollar cost average mentality, if it's still going to go up in the future, you're still going to be able to make money. You're just going to have that hiccup where you're kind of feeling kind of pissed off. Either way, I think it's okay whether you want to hold, keep dollar cost averaging, or sell, then buy back at a lower price. I think all of that is up to you, and it's okay whichever strategy you go with it. The issue is just make sure, like, there are people, like I said, who are just going to wait until I talk about my swing trading preferences, where the weekly chart is bullish, 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 and a change of character, plus breaking it above $72,000. Once all that stuff happens, you can still buy altcoins at that time. You won't be buying at the ultra lows, but you'll be buying altcoins right as they're about to explode, which means you're not going to be having to deal with all this pain, right? But usually when you do that method, you have to have a lot of capital up front, because dollar cost averaging is great if you just a little bit here, I get a paycheck 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 here. If you don't have a lot of capital, then you can't really do that one big buy-in right as everything's gearing up and then going on, you know, and you kind of more rewarded with dollar cost averaging because eventually you average in hindsight, once you have that big pop, is going to be much better off. Yeah, but there's tons of different ways to go about it. It's really up to you how do you like how you feel about it. Like if you're like pulling out your hair and you're freaking out about this type of stuff, I mean, trim your positions or just sell it, you know. Yeah, don't go see it, like don't get so bad you have to go see a therapist or something, you know. It's okay to take a loss. I've taken tons of losses. It's okay. It's all part of the process of learning. That's why typically I tell you guys, hey, I'm not swing. What sucks about this is I haven't been swing trading since I think like April. Okay, like, probably like March 15th, like mid-March, when I saw the bearishness started to take hold of the weekly charts. Actually, I think back in the day I was looking at the bearishness and I even made a video about like something doesn't feel right. This market doesn't feel right. Let me go over here very fast. I know it's a while ago. March goes by month, so it's May. No, it's June. So June, April, May, June. It's June. So that's 1, 2, 3 months maybe. Altcoin boom continues. So this was still good. This Bitcoin drop feels different. Here's my plan. This is where I switched over towards dollar cost averaging. I started to sell some of those larger positions of mine that had making a lot of profit. Oh, did you guys even? Oh yeah, you guys can see right there. Okay, sorry, I forget I'm in this little box here, so it's a little bit more difficult to see everything. And there's a little thing right here which is hiding everything. That's interesting. But yeah, so there was definitely lots of ways you can go through it. And when I saw that start to happen, I was like, oh yeah, I should probably start to scale out of some of my trades. I was an idiot and I actually hit the close all trades button. So like everything got closed at once and I missed out on a lot of profit, but I didn't really go rushing back in. I just was like, okay, you know, I just better start dollar cost averaging again. You want to ape in? What do you think? I mean, buying right now isn't bad. Like I said before, when did I start this stream? An hour ago now, about an hour ago. You know, I told you guys you can buy it over here for something of a shorter term day trade. It just depends on what you guys are really looking for as far as how long you want to hold it for. For me, this is a dollar cost averaging environment. I'm loading up on tokens, waiting for them to all turn green down the road. Maybe it kind of reminds me of like Turbo. I think Turbo has the best cycle here. So this is a weekly chart with Turbo, right? So it goes up for a little bit, but then it kind of stagnates for a month and a half. It goes up a lot, then it stagnates for like a few months, then it goes up a lot, then it stagnates for a few months, and then it goes up. You know, I'm just kind of buying during the stagnation. So I'm happy to do so, but this is kind of just the way I tend to make money because it means I can just kind of put my money in there and then kind of just wait. Then it goes up, then I sell, then I'm happy. Then I do day trading on the side, but other than that, you're probably going to have to wait for Bitcoin to give you that good signal, which means typically you're not buying and you're not going to have an average down here. You're going to have an average way up here, which still gives you money, but not as much money. And then you typically will hold longer than you might otherwise need to. And then you kind of freak out about it. And again, you know, that's why I answer some of your questions here, just to kind of give you a heads up of like, this looks okay, this doesn't look good. Like when we talked about Solana, we already talked about this getting it back down to here. The support levels, the Fibonacci levels, look at those fibs holding on pretty well. Now these fibs are going to try to hold on pretty well, and then we'll see if things get really, really bad, whether they come back down to 109. This weekly chart here is crazy though. Look at that. I'm hoping this turns just to be something of a support level down here, consolidate, then we break out. But that one doesn't even look like we're going to break out until something like July. Yeah, it's like a July breakup for Solana. But you're kind of at the bottom of where this possibly could go to, which kind of makes it a little bit better. There we are. And hey, the real MRFer, see right here. Hey, so I want to buy Brett Bit. It won't dip. Oh, just keep an eye on it. You know, if it's not worth your time to buy into it, don't force yourself. Just kind of wait for it to dip down. It usually does. People waiting for Turbo to come down, now it's down. People waiting for Maga to come down, now it's down. You know, all these tokens, like People Token, I was trading that quite a bit, maybe like 2 months ago, not so much last month, but just given the opportunity, I think you'd be fine there. Now let me get rid of some of this stuff over here. Oil reserves, there we go. You can see Fairdesk right now, all the down positions and things like that. Pepe seems to be doing fine, but I've actually trimmed off a couple of my positions over here. A couple of positions that I made too large, I did close a few of them off, and I'm going to keep on buying more of it. But I think I probably sold about $2,000 worth of like trades. Much more of the more aggressive stuff, like RLC, some of those lower market cap plays. I'm going to buy back into some probably later on this week, I would say. But I want to like be more specific about what I buy into this time, because this time, whoosh, there are definitely some larger plays coming down. And when it comes to CoinW, I think we're going to probably do this tomorrow. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start buying up a lot of these tokens. Like, Big Time is down 20%. I'm going to be doing maybe 1x leverage $20, 2x leverage $20 on Big Time. I mean, you can see this is a daily chart. I mean, it had a great run back over here, 2023 at the end of end of last year. It's been dying off ever since. I probably don't even want to buy this actually. BB, FTM, maybe, I might go with some of those larger market cap plays for this one. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I also want to buy some Ethereum just because I'm hoping the spot ETF will get it going a little bit more. But yeah, TRB is down 12. There's a lot of pain across this market right now. And then by doing this, I'm probably going to access some of this airdrops and stuff like that. So that's why I told you guys about, where's it at? Oh no, I forgot about it. Let me see if I can do this very fast. Incognito window. It doesn't open up for mine for some reason. I don't know why exactly, but let's see. Pop open this very fast. Hey, there we go. Actually, zoom in on this a little bit more. I'm going to try to get as many airdrops as I possibly can. And then I'm going to try to hold these to the altcoin season, which I still think has to happen here. And I'll see if these turn into something or nothing. For me, it's going to be straight up like gambling time. For you guys should sell whenever you guys feel like you've made enough profit. I'm going to gamble like crazy on these tokens as they come along. But they're basically free airdrops. So if you guys want to, they are a new sponsor. I would encourage you guys to sign up if you guys can. And then just, trade on them like you would any other exchange. And then we can try to find out these airdrops together, because I'm new to the airdrop game, as you guys know. I'm very new to the airdrop game. So the more I have the ability to just get more random tokens out there, like Jungle. Well, actually, let me check out Jungle. Jungle coin market cap. How? Oh, this, okay, hold on. This is an incognito mode. Boom-bitty boo. There you go. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, so it doesn't even have a market cap. So yeah, it's a very, very low market cap token. These are those crazy token, those risks that we talked about, where you don't have to do, you don't have to pay the gas fees and stuff like this. It's not really high risk. Like, you're not going to trade more than you otherwise would have, but you are going to trade, and then whatever amount you get, you basically would just hold on to it, and then hopefully it goes up. But it's not like you have to pay for it, if that makes sense. And maybe they'll put it onto the exchange so you can pay for it, but why pay for it if you don't have to? That's kind of my thing, because we're already trading at this point here. Let me go over here and try to make sure I'm looking at the right one, though. Jungle. Yep, Jungle, yep. Oh, there's a different token. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is a $6 million market cap. $6 million market cap. It's down 17%, which means we get more of the token, I guess, per the dollar if we trade. Yeah, so that's actually good for us. But still, it's a $6 million market cap, which is extremely risky to typically buy. It's like extremely risky to buy. Which is, again, why we kind of get into this in the first place, because we're looking for those high risk, high reward tokens. But I figure this is probably the best way I know for now to give you guys airdrops and good opportunities to actually buy and trade these tokens, or to trade these tokens without having to rely on me just yet to really vet all of these tokens. I'm not entirely sure how to vet these tokens yet. As I get better with this type of stuff, sure, I'll show you airdrops on CoinW and things like that. Oh yeah, you better believe it. But I'm also going to show you guys random projects where you guys will swap for them, and maybe I'll swap $50 or $100 and I'll see how that goes. But those are going to be so aggressively gambling type, where I'm not even going to label it as probably an investment. It would be a straight up gamble. Like it's like going and putting some craps on the table. Go, wow, you know, it's a much different type of vibe. And then one other thing here. Let me make sure I remember this because I always forget this as well. Let me see. Okay, so also with CoinW, which I think is pretty chill here. You guys see this very fast. Okay, there we go. Basically, they built me this trading group here. So if you guys want to join, the link's down below. I think it's called like, oh gosh, I always forget this type of stuff. Let me remember. Live trading signals on Telegram. That's the name of the little link area. Basically, they have a bunch of traders in here that will give you guys signals for scalping and things like that. Buy and sell, swing trade signals. If you guys don't like my method, which I think is still the best method out there, post profits, that type of stuff. You get Loki. Come here. Loki. Sorry, Loki's whining a lot, making sure he's okay. But they have a bunch of stuff in here in the Telegram that you guys may like and just talk and stuff like that, even support and things like that. But really, looking at different charts, looking at different technicals, I think this is the best way because I just haven't been able to find a way to moderate, like get mods for the Telegram that I was looking to make because people kept on coming and spamming with the one I was testing. And then on top of that, Discord has been scam city. Let's just say that. Rats ordinals. Yeah, that one's definitely been painful. Loki, what's going on here? You okay? Oh, sorry guys. Making sure Loki's okay. He's kind of hyper up right now. He might have seen something outside, so I want to make sure he's okay. He still has that injured arm and stuff like that. All right, let's go back over here very fast. There we are. How high do you think Turbo can go? I'm holding 2.7 million of them. I don't know. I mean, it's more of a market cap thing than anything else. But like right now, look at Turbo. The market cap's come down a lot, I would imagine, right? I see you, boy, don't worry. Yeah, it's back down to $250 million market cap. Didn't I sell this? Like, what did I even sell this at? 1 month. Yeah, I sold this at like $450 million market cap, but it ran all the way up here towards like 600. And it's been coming down back and in. I'd probably say you can probably get up to like 1.5 to 2 billion. So maybe at that point, it maybe gets up here towards maybe a penny and a half, maybe to 2 cents. I think it's possible, but that's altcoin season moves. That's not your typical moves here. Although Turbo, you know, maybe it's just a meme coin move all within itself. Phantom Wallet is projected to be the largest airdrop of all time. Maybe we'll look at that too here. Discord has a stupid amount of scammers too. Oh my god, you guys have seen my YouTube videos. You guys can see anybody's YouTube video. You guys know all the spam that's in there. It's absolutely unbelievable. But nobody can control it. Like, we have no methods. Like, I tried to have this verification thing, but then the spammers come in and verify. Like, go over here to my Discord page. Oh, let me get this one. This one's a YouTubers only one. All right. Actually, it's not as bad right now. Not as bad. Actually, not that bad. So normally what happens is people come in here and they have my name. And so as soon as I see it, I try to ban them because what happens is, even though I have this thing with my name that says, I will never, oh, you guys can see it, I will never message you, people still believe I'm going to message them and ask for money. And so one of my biggest fears is that you guys get messaged by somebody impersonating me and then you guys give them money, which is not something I ever want to see here. So typically I would ban them as soon as I see them. And hopefully it'll work, right? But yeah, so I might get more active with the Discord, but if you guys want access to that Telegram group, it's in the link down below. We'll be doing maybe a combo of the Telegram and Discord. That way everybody has like their own space. But as far as YouTube and scammers, oh god, that's gonna be bad. The Telegram group, that's gonna be a strict wall there, so you guys should be fine there. Discord, I'll be looking for Discord mods, and Burley, you're probably gonna be on the top of the list for that one there. And we'll see how that works out, if you want to, as I start pushing more people to both of those different places though, right? Thoughts on Shiba? Bearish, very, very bearish for Shiba right now. It's definitely been still having these really, really rough moves. I mean, you can see that right there, for, you know, honestly. Weekly chart. breaking down. It's probably heading back down here towards like 1436. Maybe let's move it up a little more towards like 15 basically. That might be the next move. Somebody outside or something? You smell something, that kind of worries me. But yeah, you can see how this is very, very bearish. It is breaking down right now. Bearish, bearish, bearish on the weekly chart. Daily chart is bearish. Stochastic is turning over a little bit more, but also breaking down below the 200 here. And then bearish, bearish on everything else. 4 hour here, probably a little bit better. No, I mean, stochastic's still going okay, but yeah, this is still pretty bearish here. Wow, yeah. So sheep's still pretty bearish here, unfortunately. Not really much green here. I believe what we have, you know, we broke through that level of support still too. We're bouncing off of it. You know, you might find another big zone down here from like 1789 all the way down here to 1564. I'd probably aim for the middle spot right over here. Oh, that's actually where it hit, actually. Maybe looking for something kind of close to 1585. And then if it doesn't really hold that, then it's going all the way back down here towards 1133, which would be just horrible. Shiba Inu, though, is something you buy and you just hold. I have never swing traded Shiba Inu or day traded Shiba Inu. I literally will just buy it and just hold, and it pops up, and you sell when it pops. In this example, we hit a nice level of resistance over here. I started to scale out right here. Actually, no, right here. Sorry, right here. Because you're hitting some resistance up there. Here is where I wanted to, but honestly, I actually wasn't fast enough. And then boom, you know, I sold the rest of it up here. It went higher. Cool. I didn't sell at the highest point. Yeah, I was actually mad about that one, even though I shouldn't be. And then it kept on coming down, and I sold off with my last little bit right here. For now, though, you just want to buy this, and you just want to hold. If you want to dollar cost average it, it's probably going to be the best thing for it, because I do think this will move higher in the future. But you can even see during the last market, this thing only lasted for like a month, maybe. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. That was a month rally, and it was over. So Shiba Inu has always been kind of a difficult one to master, just because the strategies don't really work on there compared to everything else. Like Bitcoin was going up and doing a bunch of stuff, Shiba was just going flat, you know. So it's a little bit more of a difficult thing for me to trade personally. VeChain less bearish than the rest. I would say pop, yeah, a little bit. I mean, it kind of just has more support blocks underneath it. Let me go over here to VeChain for you. I don't have it on my personal list, but I know. There we go. Right, block right there. It's trying to hold another block right there. If it's not able to, this one really comes down to about what, 21 cents or so. And it's only at 25, so you're losing a good chunk of it, but right now, it's already blasted through all those support levels here. It tried to hold a little bit here, a little bit here. Well, actually, this is an extension one. Let's see. Held a little bit, held a little bit, held a little bit. This is kind of a mess right now. It's doing weekly holds, not daily holds. Yeah. Held a little bit, yeah, held, yeah, it's doing weekly holds. The next level of support really from Fibonacci level is at 22 cents. Oh, it's gonna be 0.02 cents. 0.022, not 22, my bad. But yeah, that's kind of the gist going on right now. I had 3 Corvettes 2 months ago, now I have a Honda Accord. It definitely is one of those cycles where everything is definitely out of flux. If you're not careful about how you invest, it definitely has been much more of a bearish activity this time around. What's right here? Did I have twins? No. Oh, there we go. Oh, not me, but the other guy. Yeah, well, that should be good. But okay, buddy, I'm going to call it a night right now. My dog is very worried about something. I'm not entirely sure what. I'm going to be live a lot tomorrow, kind of breaking all of this stuff down for you. At this point in time, you're definitely seeing some type of slowdown occurring. But we're still bearish here, guys. We're still very, very bearish. If you can, please make sure you go sign up underneath that link for CoinW to get some cool little freebies and stuff like that. But also, really, guys, take your time with this. I know I've been very, very boring compared to other YouTubers over the past month by telling you guys I'm not really going crazy gung-ho with swing trading. I'm just doing some day trades, and I'm just going to be doing some dollar cost averaging. For those people who have been doing massive swings around this market, they really haven't been doing good because they've been planning on holding for 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like a month plus. And if you've been holding for like a month plus, it really hasn't given you all that much benefit, especially if you've been holding with altcoins here. So Swing trading on the from that 20 to 30 hour, that's okay as far as I'm concerned. And that's even me saying that that's just because I know you guys want to do it. And I want to do it too, so I want to take on the extra risk. But in reality, day trading is fine. And when we have the opportunity to swing trade, I think you guys are going to be much better safe. But what do you call? I want to go see what Loki is looking at, and I just want to make sure everything's fine. Maybe my sister's outside doing something. I have honestly no idea. But yeah, he's pretty good at sensing when stuff is outside and stuff like that. So I'll see what's going on. See you guys a little bit later. And then tomorrow I'll be streaming probably from like 11 o'clock in the morning my time to like 1 o'clock, from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and then from maybe 1 o'clock in the morning to early morning to like 2. So that you'll see me a lot tomorrow here as we kind of get ready for these larger moves as far as Bitcoin's concerned, okay? Thanks for watching, and please make sure to hit that subscribe button and go watch some of my other videos, because a lot of this trading trades that I use for you guys, which has been why I haven't been telling you guys to go gung-ho and buy and lose money like a lot of other YouTubers have, is because my strategies, I think, they're for the new investor who doesn't want to overtrade, basically. So hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.